Hello everyone. I really hope your week's going so well. The weather outside is absolutely atrocious at the moment, and I hope you're thriving where you've been placed. I'm always so grateful for your comments and likes and shares, and I can't express how grateful I am and how much it means to me, so please keep on doing it. This week we're returning to journaling, to my lovely journal. And I wanted to just go over one of the things that I found a struggle, I still sometimes struggle with a bit, is thinking about who is my audience? Who am I writing this for? I still find it a bit of an issue because now I only use one journal for every part of my life, whereas I used to have several. So I'd have a work journal, I'd have a painting journal, I'd have a stuff like that, dream journal, things like that. And I've just found actually I've only got one set of shoulders and I can only carry around one thing, and I spend a lot of time away from home in hotels. At least one night a week I'm away and I can't carry them all with me. So one journal is the thing that works for me, and it is quite thick, it is quite heavy, but it goes in my rucksack. Hallelujah. And I've only got one life. It's the whole philosophy of I haven't got several lives. I haven't got a work life and a home life. I've got one life, and I don't need to find balance between those two lives because they're all my life. I've only got one. So now everything goes into my journal. And some of you may have realised by now that I'm a follower of Jesus. I'm not a religious person, I hope. That scares the life out of me, religion. But it means that my journal is often a conversation between him and me. Me listening and him speaking, and often me writing, speaking, and him listening. And then a conversation. Because it contains my work projects as well, there's sort of like a bit of a multiple audiences, if you like, because I write for my staff, and I write to remind myself stuff. So there's my calendar in there with all my things in, things that my friends have written about me. I've got my dream journaling, just to do the recap with you guys, and then I've got some stuff that I'm learning with school, and what I'm going through. Then I draw a little bit, and I think I showed you my sketch of Ed last week, and then work things. So it's all a massive sort of mixture. So although this doesn't look like work, this is me sketching for a Tree of Life logo that I then sent off. And this is me trying to design something for my son. So I use a bit of bullet journaling, creative journaling, prayer journaling, dream journaling, as well as the drawing, the sketching, and something that I haven't done so far, but it's writing poetry. So whatever I'm doing, primarily my audience is me and God, but I do get some bits published, so I may publish the poems, or I may show people the art, and I do share bits of it with Charles, but I do that verbally. I don't actually show him my book. So for me, the most important thing about understanding the audience section is about making and maintaining a connection with my audience. So I don't like to think of God as my audience, but I'm trying to make that connection with him. So if I start to write a sort of a poem prayer thing and the phone goes off, I lose that sense of the golden thread that runs through my words from my heart to God's heart. So I rise up and write before most polite people would even think of ringing. And then if I want to have some solitude during the day, I turn off my phone. It can be quite a challenge to connect with my own true self, my spirit. And I realise that what I do is I often open my eyes and look in the distance and find something that I believe, with my mind's eye, is what's asking for my attention. Or I close my eyes and go inward and see the bits that may be in me that are seeking. I've got a snag or something that needs to be looked at and is asking for my attention today. The question I often seek to answer, and not every day because I have done it for many years, is for which moment today am I most grateful, or what event has surprised or delighted me today? And I actually did that this morning For which moment today am I most grateful? And it was working with Charles yesterday. On Sunday, we were working through an issue and a problem for work. And it was just wonderful to be coached by him, to understand more of what I needed to do and to take the next step. And that was really freeing and very exciting for me. So that's the bit. And then how could I have got the most out of that, which is what I try and do, sort of pay it forward, is to express that joy and happiness to Charles and that delight, and to tell him how meaningful it was. And so I share my journal in that way. And he's not necessarily my audience as such, but he's definitely an important part of that. So what I've learnt is that I have a story that lives in my mind all the time, because I have experiences and they come through, and they impact the story that I tell myself in my head every day about my life. If I've got a good life, if I've got a bad life, what's that person to me in my life? And I've learnt through appreciative inquiry that we continuously create and construct stories about what's happening in our lives. So, and none of us will create the same story, because none of us have the same experiences or have had the same life. So our lenses are unique to us. But what I've learned is that I can project my negative past experiences onto people and onto stories in my current experiences. One teacher I'm struggling with at the moment, and if I'm honest, it's about my history with male leadership, not about him at all. He's just a guy and he's just a teacher, and he doesn't know I've got an issue with him at all. And I could make it into a big thing and get really upset. But actually, I've just realised that I can look at the positive possibilities in every situation and the gifts, and I can disconnect from the pain of my past experiences because I recognise it's not anything to do with this guy. Why should I blame him at all? So it's the challenging circumstance that I'm finding, that his story is his, mine is mine. He's interflowed into my life, into my story, but that I don't have to react badly. I can disconnect from my negative history and then have a different relationship with this guy completely. And that's wonderful. There's more than one story going on all the time. So I'm choosing to create the framework of my day by journaling and by centering my feelings and thoughts and living out of that centering, that space. So I have a bit of a prayer, which is, God, grant me the serenity. Here you go, see. It is waving at you all. God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know that's me. Guys, have a wonderful day. And please remember to like, share, and comment. And blessings on you all. Speak to you soon. Bye.